not change it. Let is something which allows me to let the content change
Okay.
after assignment. It's a variable and this is a constant.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So here goes J. What I want to return in this J is the heading represented by H1, which goes with ID is equal to, I'll name this as table label. And text to be displayed is departments. Okay. Next, I want a paragraph where I simply display some text. This component fetches departments data from the server. This is only for our understanding. Then there's another paragraph within which I'm looking to create a link. React router based link I'm looking to create here. So I say link to a router that looks for a route named as add department slash link, and the text to be displayed is create new department or whatever text you want. And then after that, I want to display the value of this variable contents. I want to inject that over here. Basically, this part is going to be common whether the data is getting loaded or data is loaded. But based on the state, if it is loading, display something. If it is loaded, then display something. I put contents over here in curly braces. Okay. Is it clear? This is conditional UI we have created, right? All DOM manipulation with the simple HTML code only. Usually, jQuery requires lots of JavaScript code to be written. We are using plain HTML. And then some React tokens are also there, which will add some advanced functionality to this. Clear? What's pending here now? The method render departments table we didn't create yet. So the next thing that I'm going to write is render departments table function. Here goes render departments table that receives departments collection and contains some code which basically does the rendering for me. So it starts with return, in parenthesis, the whole HTML which I'm going to return from here. So I say there is table which uses bootstrap class table striped and for backward compatibility we use ARIA tokens. Here I'm saying this table is going to be labeled by the element whose ID is table label. So I say table, which is this. So It's something like a caption being created. Okay, there is slash table. Then what I have here is the header section. So I say T head. If there is T head, there will be slash T head. What goes inside is a table row. If there is table row, there will be slash tr as well. Within tr, now because this is table header, I will have collection of th. Th slash th. The first one I want to leave empty. Second one will have something. Third one, fourth one, fifth one will have something. And sixth one will once again be empty. So what the second one has got? Let's say it contains department hash representing department number. Next is the name. Tables I can give anything that I want. Doesn't matter what names I have in my database or what my API is returning. The last one was department head name. Correct? Make it more readable. That's my header section. There comes the body section now. So here I put T body. Slash T body. What I want here is based on this departments object, the entire set of rows to be generated. So I set this to a JSON object. What that JSON object looks like? It actually uses the departments collection, calls a method called as map, and within which I say department, one department goes in some code. I arrange it this way. No semicolon, actually it's JSON object I am configuring. Okay. Now this is equivalent of for each only. Departments.map department. It is like department for each department in departments. It's the same thing being done by departments.map. It's a JavaScript function. Here I say for each department, I want to create a new row. If there is a row, there will be slash tr to close it. And this row needs to have a key set for it to identify each row uniquely. This key is going to be based on department dot department This is where we have to be careful. The names are supposed to be the ones that your database or your API is returning. Now I have TD, which I'm going to keep blank, so slash TD, and then there will be 5 more sets like this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 6 TDs I have. The second TD, what it is going to have is the value of department number. So again, it is going to be the same. Department dot department number in angle bracket. Yeah, there should be no space here. It may create issues. So just make sure there is no space. Then I have curly braces, department dot department name. Then I have department dot location. Then I have department dot department head name. And in last TD, just like the Angular application, I'm looking to create two buttons, edit and delete. Here I say there is a button, first name as btn success. On click, this is a JavaScript event this time. What I want is some JavaScript code to be running. Within curly brace, I say there is a parameter ID that goes in this dot handle edit call to a helper function that we are supposed to create after this. I pass department dot department number. Parenthesis should end here itself, and one will be removed from here. So just make the correction properly. ID in parenthesis goes in this dot handle edit. The parenthesis starts here, ends here, and curly brace ends here. Then angle bracket, and then I have slash button. In between the text for the button I want to display as edit. And then after the button, I want a non-breaking space. So I put the token ampersand NBSP. Copy and paste this on the next line. First thing I'll change is here the class BT endangered. On click also takes an ID, but calls a method handle delete. And department number as a parameter goes in. The text to be displayed is delete and finished. Now from here you can understand we need to create two more methods, handle edit and handle delete. Yes, done till here, and is it clear?
Sakit, what is that NBSP?
Non-breaking space, that means one space will be put between two buttons.
Okay, okay.
In HTML it is given like that. If you just type space, it won't be entertained. It has to be ampersand NBSP semicolon. That's the complete token. Okay.
So Saket, render just fetches the data and render table puts the data onto the UI.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now the functionality goes within these two methods that we are yet to write.
Yeah.
Handle edit and handle delete. So here is my render table function ending. After that, I say there is a function handle edit. What we are passing from there, department number. So can I say receive department number here in this parameter? Then I say if not window dot confirm. It's a built-in JavaScript dialog box which allows me to answer in yes or no. So here I need to pass the question to be asked to the user. Do you want, oh, this is edit one, so I won't need this. I'll say this dot props. Props gives me the access to the browser history and all that. So here I access the browser history by saying this dot props dot history. and there I say push the URL, current URL, the base address slash departments slash edit slash plus department number. So it will create a request for this particular path defined within the routes that we will be doing shortly. Then comes the handle delete method. So here I say handle delete also takes in department number. Here I take the confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete? So I say if not, window dot confirm do you want to delete department with department number as department number? If yes, if user enters yes, it will go to the else part. If user enters no, I just want to ignore. So I say return. If user says yes, then it goes to else part. What I do in else part is the communication with the API to get the record deleted. So here I say fetch the path of the API. I pass here. Delete requires the ID to be appended to it. So I say slash here plus department number. That is the ID. What will be the method used? I need to tell that. So here I say comma curly brace method colon delete so that it creates a delete request. If successful, then. So I say dot then. Receive whatever data it is returning. Send it into this anonymous function body. Here I say this dot set state within curly brace data colon this dot state dot departments dot filter. From the client side, I just want to filter the already available result set to not include the deleted department within it. So I say dot filter, wherein I say REC, that is record, goes in the expression where I have the statement as return rec dot department number is not equal to parameter department number. Okay. To make it readable, I can just push it to the next line from here. Then push this to the next line so that you can match the parentheses and curly braces easily. excluding the deleted department number, all other records it will display. Okay.
Oh, Saket, so if you're deleting it, then automatically it is showing the data from the database, right?
No, when we are deleting, we are not again calling the API to return the results once again.
Oh,
We can do that also, where we can reset the state. Maybe we can actually call this method render, which will make a fresh call and get the data downloaded from the server. In that case,
okay.
this filter is not needed.
Okay. And
But
can you
then,
once explain
but
what
just
exactly
just
the
one
set?
moment,
Okay.
just one moment. If I do that, I mean there is another call to the get data API. There will be a cost over there, because if there are 1,000 records I have retrieved and deleted one, I will still be required to download 999 records again,
Oh, yeah.
where
Yes.
I already have 1,000 records on client side. So can't I just use some logic which removes the data from server and at the same time from the local state?
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. This is
Yeah.
local state. Huh?
Yeah.
So I'm saying local state itself excludes that data. And
Okay.
your UI is going to be bound lively to your state. So the moment the state changes, your UI automatically gets refreshed. You don't need to refresh. That makes it
Okay.
fast. Understand?
Yeah. Yeah. And can you once explain what exactly the set state does?
Set state changes the existing state,
Okay.
sets it to the new value. Okay.
Okay.
So go by the dictionary meaning. Set state sets the state. State
Okay.
means the current state of the object, which is bound to the UI. What is the current state of the object bound to the UI? It's department's object.
Okay.
And not only department's object, according to our configuration, department's object along with loading Boolean property. These two things are the state for our UI in this case. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So here we are just changing one of the member, that is departments.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we are not actually communicating with the server to download from scratch.
Okay.
We're just refreshing. Right? Then we need to create another component over here. So I say right click on components folder, add new item, JavaScript file, open. I will name this JavaScript file as add department.js. Remove the comment. Here also I start with importing the React and component class from React. So this is exactly same as the previous component. The new component I'm creating, so component will also be required. Then I say import from React DOM. This is a new thing. The class which I'm looking to import is render. The method render. And then here I have my first component, which is not actually a component, it is just a data class, something like entities. So I say export class department constructor without parameters, just sets what all properties you have. So I say this dot department number initialized to 0 to start with. This dot department name initialized to empty string. This dot location initialized to empty string. This dot department head name initialized to empty string. This is my model class, the local model on the client side. Now the actual component I create here. Say export class add department for which I created this file inherits from component has got its own constructor. So I say constructor that takes in a parameter named as properties, takes the state property, initialize it. So I can do it with set state also, or for the first time I can directly assign to state as well. This dot state equals to the JavaScript object title is the first property colon empty string to start with. Department object single object as new department, which is actually this class that we created here, the model class, comma, just like the previous component here also I have Boolean property called as loading, which is set to true to start with. Then I say this dot initialize is a helper method that I'll be writing shortly that I'm calling here. And then I want to do some event subscription for save and cancel operation. So here I say this dot handle save is equal to this dot handle save dot bind. Bind is the event subscription, just like in .NET we saw plus equal to. It is bind which does this in JavaScript. Next is handle cancel. Here I say this dot handle cancel dot bind. Okay. So what all things are pending now from this code? Can you make out? Do we have initialize method written? No. So we have to create. Do we have handle save, handle cancel? No. We have to create. And then the render method and its helper method will also be needed. So first we will create initialize method. So here goes my initialize function, which will be an asynchronous function. So I say async initialize. Where I say there is a local variable department number, which retrieves department number from the browser history. So I say this dot profs dot match dot params. Which parameter I'm looking for is department number. So this is exactly same thing what we are passing here, right? And the name that I give over here is supposed to be in the route. So I give department number here. Then I check if department number is greater than 0. Means a valid department number has been submitted. I say there is a constant response is equal to await fetch. What needs to be fetched? Something from API. So I copy the API path. Slash plus department number. Whatever that has come as the parameter for this method. Then I say constant data is equal to await response.json. This is exactly same what we saw in the previous component, right? I'm looking to retrieve one object here, and then I say this dot set state to the JSON object that has got title set as edit, department set as data, and loading as false. Let's get this copied. We are going to need something similar in else block as well. This is going to be the case when the edit request is placed. If department number is greater than 0, it's an edit request, I'm assuming. If it is less than equal to 0, that means it is insert request or create request. So else block is for that. Else this dot set state title create department colon new department and loading false. So that's my initialize method. Is it clear? So from here, if I click on create new link, which has been created on the top here, in that case, department number will be 0. And then it will go and just show me empty form. But if I click the link here for edit, in that case, the department number will be assigned with some value, which will be greater than 0. Hence, it will be processing this part to display the form with some existing data. Do you get that? So initialize is done. What is next? We need to have handle save, handle cancel as well. Let's write handle cancel first. It's easy one. So say handle cancel takes in an event argument E. I say the default event of the button should be rejected. Default behavior, I mean. So I say prevent default. And instead, my code should be doing the job. So I say this dot props dot history dot push. I want to return back to the fetch departments component. So I say slash fetch departments. If it is cancelled, then I say handle save. When I make changes, Here again, I need to see whether it is insert operation or edit operation. So some logic will go for that as well. What handle save does is this also takes an event argument E. Using event argument E, I say prevent default. I don't want the submit behavior to be used at all. It's my code which will decide what next. Here I say const data is equals to new form data e dot target. What e dot target is? The target object on which the event has been raised. Okay, so here if you see the rendering, we have not yet created, but once we create the rendering part, there will be a submit button. Submit button will belong to a form. The event target is basically submit form, means the target is form itself. The form data from the targeted form is collected here. Then I check similar thing what we did here. If this dot state dot department dot department number it should be the full name this time because it's the state object. So I say department number is greater than 0, that is automatically assumed. And explicitly put that because otherwise it will be a confusion. In fact, what I want is it should be greater than 0 or at least it should be not null. So if I put it this way, it will check both. If it exists, then what I want is where response1 equals to fetch from the API. It's a API call once again. Slash, the parameter is required here. So I say plus this dot props, this dot state actually, dot department number. Which method? I want the method put to be used because it's an update request. As a method colon put. Okay. And then put requires the body response body also. So I say body colon data. Then I say this dot drops dot history dot push once edit is successful, go to the fetch departments component. Slash fetch departments. Tell it's an insert requirement. Quite similar stuff. I just copy these two lines, paste it here. Say this is response 2. Here I say fetch, same API, no parameter required for post operation. So I remove slash, I remove plus this dot state dot department number. Method is required to be post. So I say post. And post requires the request body. So I say body colon data, which is the form data only. And then once successful goes to the fetch departments component to display me the added data. Then here I need to have the render method and the supporting method for it, which will actually be responsible for rendering. So here we go. This render method is going to be quite similar to what we did here. So what I do is I go to fetch departments component, copy the render method from here and paste it here. The initial part of render method will be this. Let contains equals to this dot state dot loading. If yes, the paragraph with emphasized text loading is displayed. Otherwise, I say this dot render create form. It doesn't take any input parameter. So just call to render create form. Then I say return div one. No ID this time. Text I want to display based on what is the title set for the state. So here I say curly brace this dot state dot title. If it is set as update or edit, it should be displaying that. If it is create, it should display that. Then I have but I'll just get removed the two paragraphs. I'm replacing that with one H3 element, H3. The text to be displayed in between this is department, followed by HR, that is horizontal rule, a separator line, and then the contents decided over here. Okay. Now one last thing that is pending is the method render create form. So I do create that method here. What this should do, this should create a form and return to me, right? So I say return form hash form. Simple HTML form is what I'm looking for. On submit event, I want to handle here. Here I say this is bound to this dot handle save. The handle save method will be automatically called. And then goes the UI. If slash div div has got a class named as form dash group dash space row. And then what I have here is input type equals to number. Like this. Name equals to department number. Value equals to this dot state dot department dot department number and finish. Validations I'm not handling here. For validations, you will need jQuery. You can explore that. Copy this div In fact, I just missed one label over here. So let's say I have a label, class name equals to control label and call MD12. So 12 columns it just occupies from the bootstrap uh, grid layout. Now I say HTML for which field I am creating this. So it is department number. Slash label. And what I want to display here is or maybe I can just say department hash equivalent to department number. I copy this div, paste it. What needs to be changed here? Okay, this input also is going to be in div ideally. So I just cut that, put a div slash div, and within this div I paste that in type. And this div is going to have a class named as call MD4. This is the configuration I'll copy and paste here. So what I'm going to change here is the names. This is department name. This is department name. This department name. And so is this also as department name. Do it for location. So I paste
We
that.
have to change the input type also for department name.
Oh yeah, we use number here, so it will be text here. This should be location, 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 and location. And same way, the last one for department head name. Okay, all four input values considered. Then I have one more div here. This div uses class name as form group, just form group this time. Then it contains is a button, type equals to submit, with class name equals to btn, btn dash success, text as save slash button. Copy and paste this. I have another button here. No type for it. It is normal button then. Class name is btn, btn danger. I want to handle its click event. So I say on click equals to JavaScript here. So curly brace. There I say this dot handle cancel. That method will handle it. And the title of the button is cancel.
Hello, Saket. Hello.
Yes.
We have been called, me and Anuja and Isha have called me into another meeting. Is it okay if we leave and come join in like 10 minutes?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Just make sure you watch the recording later so that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next part you can complete.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. This is done. The UI part is also done. Both the components are almost ready now. In fact, components are ready. It's just the further configuration that we need to do now. Okay. Any questions here till now?
No.
Okay. Now one more component I'm going to create here. So again, I say add new item, JavaScript file, open. I name that file as layout. Remove this, the import statements, import curly braces from React. What I want to import is React, comma, component class,
Where should we create this, Saket?
components folder only.
In component.
Another component only,
Okay.
okay. Say import from React strap. There is another component we are going to use, React strap. What we are looking to import from here is a class named as container. Say import nav menu from another component we are yet to create. So I'll say dot slash nav menu. Ideally, we should have created this nav menu first, but it's okay. We'll just create that after this. Say export class layout. Going to play the role of the layout view for us. Extends component. Here I put the static member named as display name, which is assigned to layout dot name property. And then we do have a render function. What it does is returns some HTML. What that HTML is here, div slash div. In between, I have an instance of nav menu, the component we are going to create later. After this, I create an instance of container slash container. In between the container, what I put is dot props dot children. So all the history stuff will be managed by this, and this is just like the two portion stuff I'm creating. Navigation bar on the top, and then the below section which is representing the container for rest of the body of the page. Okay, so that's our layout. Is it done?
Saket, what's inside the container tag?
Container tag is basically something like whatever the view you are going to inject, the HTML view. So whatever you are generating from your components, this is something which will go inside the container. Whatever we add to the props. Okay.
Yes, Saket.
Now I'm going to create a CSS file in this components folder. So right click, add new item. Select web over here and look for style sheet and say open. Name I want to give as nav menu.css. Delete whatever the default stuff comes. Here I want to create some style information. So for anchor tag navbar class, I want to create navbar brand class. So I put it this way. Whenever this class is used for the anchor tag, the settings are going to be white space, normal, text align, center, and word break, break all. That means if enough space is not available, wherever the word is getting changed, it can be pushed to the next line. Then I create one for the HTML tag itself, which will be for the entire document. So here I say font size 14 pixel. And I create one style rule, which is based on a media query that can allow me to detect what is the resolution and accordingly apply the style. So I say I'm looking for a minimum bit 768 pixel. So anything higher than that will get this style applied. There I say if it is a higher resolution, HTML font size will not be 14 pixel, it will be 16 pixel. Because with higher resolutions, the text appears very small. And then I create a class called as box shadow, where I say box shadow property is set to colors. You have to give RGBA, red, green, blue, alpha. Alpha is all about transparency. And then you have the distance at which it should appear. Okay, so that pixel thing is distance. Let me give that. So first I say RGBA, or I'll just put it this way: 0, comma, sorry, space 0.25 points. That rem is the unit. 75 rem. And then I say RGBA 0, comma 0, comma 0. So no colors. By default, it will be white then, comma the transparency, how much I want. So 0.05. This is opacity actually. So I say 0.05. That is 5%. It will be entirely transparent. Save this. Is it done?
Yes.
Now we will be building the menu bar here with a new component being added to the components directory. Remember this file navmenu.css also we added in components folder only, as the next component we are going to add is going to use it. So right click components, add new item. Again back to script, JavaScript file. Name this as navmenu.js. Import from React. What we want to import is React, comma component. Then import from React strap. Things I'm looking for: input collapse, container, navbar, navbar brand, navbar toggler, nav item, nav link. And I say import from React router DOM, and what I want to import is link. And then the CSS import /menu.css, the previous file that we created. Okay. Okay, before we move forward, because we are using this React strap in a couple of places, we need that package to be imported as well. So just open this package.json file. We need to add few things over here. After this React DOM, make an entry for React router bootstrap with version equal to or greater than 0.25.0. Then React router DOM version equal to or greater than 5.1.2. Then after React scripts, package named as React Strap. Version equal to or greater than 8.4.1. Okay. Let's check. Do we have the Bootstrap framework also into this? No. So let's add Bootstrap also. Under dependencies, the first entry I'll put as Bootstrap. Version greater than or equal to 4.1.3. We would need jQuery as well. So let's put jQuery. Bootstrap depends on jQuery. That's where we need it, whether we use it or not. Let's say the jQuery version greater than or equal to 3.4.1. And there is one more package I'm going to need. Named as merge with version greater than equal to 1.2.1. Save. Done.
Yeah.
Now come back to nav menu. Let's create the exported class over here. Export class nav menu that extends component. There is a static member here, display name, which is set to nav menu dot name. Then we have constructor takes in props as the parameter, calls the base class constructor, passes props to it. We have the data member this dot toggle navbar equal to, this is an event actually, so we'll say this dot toggle navbar dot bind is, then I say this dot state equals to collapsed colon true. Then we have the toggle navbar method. Without parameters, it says this dot set state collapsed colon not is dot state dot collapse. So if it is true, it becomes false. If it is false, it becomes true. Okay. We have the render method, the usual one, which every component has. Return statement that will prepare some HTML and return back. What I'm going to return is an HTML element header. We have slash header. Under header, what I have next is navbar slash navbar. Navbar uses a bootstrap class here. So I say class name. Navbar dash expand dash sm for small. Then navbar dash toggleable dash sm. Then g white. Then border dash bottom dash, okay, border bottom, then box shadow, the class that we created. Now have mb dash 3. This is all the bootstrap stuff. And then I say I want its light version, not the dark version. And then I have container slash container. What container contains is first navbar brand, tag equals to some link, which link specified by two attribute, the root of the website, and slash navbar brand. Here we give the app name. So it's demo app dash react. Next, create navbar toggler, handle on click event, this dot toggle navbar method is linked here, uses a class with the name mr-2. Self close this. I have another element collapse. Class name is equals to d dash sm dash inline dash flex x dash sm dash row dash reverse. This is for creating that hamburger menu actually. If it is collapsed, is open equal to not this dot state dot collapsed. And then the attribute navbar there is slash collapse. Actually, this is one of the template which is available on React tutorial itself. If we start with that, these things we don't need to code. We started with kind of empty template. That's why this all stuff needs to be coded manually. Let's grow. UL, the unordered list. Now here we are going to create different menu items. Something like nav item that takes me to the home component. I don't have one right now, so probably I don't create. I directly create my own menu items which link to my components. So I say navlink tag equals to link to equals to fetch data, fetch departments, I would say. And the class named as text star, and then slash nav item title it displays is fetch departments. This is it. This is our navbar component. Now let's go to see if we have some CSS created for the application. Yes, there is one by the name index.css. And this is all automatically going to relate to the Bootstrap. It will inherit from Bootstrap. Then the next thing we'll see is the app.js file where we need to configure few of our components.
Saket, can you show me the navmenu.js once?
Nav menu, yeah, here it is.
Two fetch departments. Okay.
Yeah, just one update there. I missed a slash here. This should be slash fetch departments. Okay. Just update this. Slash fetch departments is the route. Now, where the routes are created is in app.js only. Okay, so here apart from whatever is already being imported, I'll put my import statements. Import from React. The usual thing, React, comma, within curly brace, component. Then I need another import statement from React router. Route class. Then next import statement is from our layout component. So I'll say single quotes dot slash components slash layout. What I want to import from here is the layout class. Then from dot slash components slash fetch departments. What I want to import from here is the class fetch departments. Next, import from dot slash components slash add department. What I want is add department class from here. Okay. Here I want to import this file as well. That is in the current directory. So say dot slash, what is that? Index.css, I guess. Yes. Okay. So you already have few things here like div class name. This is actually going to be compiled as a component only. Div class name, app. This can be changed to whatever you want. Actually, this will be your component name. Then we have the header, app header, and all those things. Probably this section is something which I want to remove. Header, completely remove. Div class name, app, I am okay. Within which I want to return layout. What to be returned? It will call render method of the layout component. And there I set up my routes. I say route. One change we would need a nav menu.js. This I'll say is fetch departments. Nav brand, the first thing that we have. There itself I put fetch departments instead of just slash, because we don't have a home component as of now. I say route exact path is equal to slash fetch
Saket, could
dash.
you repeat the change which you just said?
Yeah, in nav menu JS, I just made this change. Instead of slash, I have fetch departments, slash fetch departments. Or else you can actually leave it as it is. You can put it slash only over here, and this can be handled from app.js also. I can create a route which is for slash, and I'll say the component used over there is fetch departments. So this way also it will work. So don't make any change in navmenu.js. It is just the same thing as I had earlier. I map the slash also to fetch departments component. And I copy and paste this and say the other route fetch dash departments also is mapped to this component only. Create one more route here, which is for slash add department, maps to the component.
We have to
And
keep that change in navmenu.js, right?
yeah, I just reverted back. So no
Okay.
change.
Okay.
I'm handling it here.
Okay.
If I make change there, then this statement will not be required. This route will not be required. Okay. I create one more route here where I say it is department slash edit slash colon department number. This is one of the parameter we are looking for as the route data parameter. This also I'm going to map to the component add department only. Okay. And see, this is how again the class compiled from this function app will be exported. So this is another syntax. This is more JavaScript than ECMAScript. Right now, because we already had some structure, I just reuse that. Otherwise, if I create from scratch, I would have created export class and so on. Just like what we have been doing so far. Is it clear? Now open the index.js file. Some import statements need to be added here. React is added, React DOM is added, index.cs, the CSS file is added. Before this, I'll say import bootstrap dash dist slash CSS slash bootstrap .min.css or .css. In production, actually, it should be .min.css. In development, it can be .css also. Then index.css. Then there is one more import statement I'm going to need. Import browser router from React dash router dash DOM. Okay, then some of the things I'll add here. Okay, it's already done other way around here. Fine. Let's save and go to the browser where this application was open. Okay, there is some problem here. Module not found. Fine, no problem. We'll just go here and press Ctrl C to stop the server and press Y and press enter. And then once you say npm install, we edited package.json, right? So there could be a possibility that some of the packages are not downloaded yet. That's why the error is coming. So say npm install. It will find whatever packages are missing. It will download them.
Saket,
Yeah.
till then, could you just show me the import statements of nav menu .js?
Which file you say? Nav
Nav
menu.
menu .js. Yeah.
Only the import statement.
Yeah.
These are the ones.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so here this seems to be done. I'll just say npm start again. Oh, npm. Say starting the development server, the URL also has been opened in the browser. Okay, some errors. We should not use in link outside. Okay. Okay. So some changes would be needed. Actually, in index.js, we need to change few things. I'm going to replace this react.strict mode with browser router. Base name equal to a variable base URL, which I'll declare and set after this. And this will be /browser router. And now I need to say there is constant base URL equal to document dot get element by ID, get elements by tag name, in fact. Base first element from there I choose. Say get attribute. Save this and let's see. Oh. Hmm.
Saket, can you share the base URL once?
Yeah, sure. Done.
Saket.
We have ID root. That's what we are looking to retrieve. It's not able to attribute. Just a moment. Okay. So a lot of changes have happened to the template itself. Fine. So what you do is in the public folder now you have index.html file. Just open that, which is this. Here, somewhere after the meta tag, maybe this is the right place. After all the meta tags, I create an entry for the tag base, within which I put href, and there I say the value is percent in capital public underscore URL percent slash, and then self close this tab. Right, public URL already being used. That's what I have used here as well, and set the base href, and that's what actually we are looking to retrieve here.
Once show that again, Saket.
Yeah, this one line. Previous version templates actually used to come with this being preset. I don't know why they removed it.
Yeah, done.
Okay, so this is what we are looking to retrieve over here. Get element by tag name base. The first element found dot get attribute href. So the value of href that we have given here, we are retrieving. Okay. Let's see if this has made some change. Yes. It's all working. Right. The nice UI has come. The data has come. I say create new department. Okay. So here there is some issue. Must call super constructor in derived class before accessing this or returning from derived constructor. Maybe some mistake in add department.js.
Yeah, we
Let's,
didn't put super props.
yeah, probably I just forgot to do that. I go to add department, and yes, in the constructor we didn't use that super. Put super props. Without this, actually this object will not be available. It is set by the super class itself. Save this. I'll just restart.
Saket, we didn't give props for constructors, right? Can we use props for super?
On okay, I got it. Place is incorrect here. It's not in department class. It is required here in the component class. This goes to the root. They create new department. This should show it immediately, in fact. Another error. Okay. This is somewhere I'm calling set state, which is not callable initially. Which is not mounted. Probably this is the culprit. Here I say this dot state is equal to, remove the parenthesis, rest all remains the same. The else part in initialize mode. Update this. And there comes the UI. We can start over here. Oh, placement has gone bad. No issues. For now, I'll just make entries. I'll say create new department 60. It's uneditable. I didn't give it anywhere as read only or something. So it should be working. Okay, let's try with 0 first. At least add function is working or not, we can try. None of them is taking input. Wow. Let me edit this. Is editable here as well. Let's try delete function. Okay. Okay, so auto refresh is not working, but when I manually refresh it, it is actually deleting. So delete is working, edit and save has got problem that the form is not getting editable. So let's troubleshoot that. Why it is going as
Hello, Saket.
yeah,
In add department in line number 30 and 15, it is saying I don't have depth defined. Depth in line number 30.
line number 30. You mean?
Yeah, 30 and 15 too. We're saying new DPT, right?
Is it this or is it this?
No, the capital D1.
Capital D1. So just check what is the name of your class on the top here. That name you have to use.
Okay, mine is small. I'll change it to capital.
Got it?
Yes, Saket.
Okay. So this is a strange problem why the form is not editable. We inspect and see. You provided a value prop to form field without on change handler. This will render a read-only field. Okay. If the field should be mutable, use default value. Otherwise, set either on change or read-only. Okay. Okay. Probably we will get the solution here. Render part where we have used value, replace this value with default value for all the 4 fields. Value is making it read only. And because the form is common for add and save and update, it's the same behavior for both of them. Change this, save, and go to the browser again. Okay. So I'm able to enter sales by Larry, save. Let me do it again. Okay. Let's edit. Okay. Okay. Number 48. I made a mistake here. Number 415 is what it is giving. It's okay. It says unsupported media type. Content type is the issue. We have not set, I guess, right? Anywhere. Angular, we did do that. Here, it's not done. And by default, from our browser, it is going as XML, I believe. So what we can do is in add department where the call is being made. Let me see if I can specify content type somewhere here. headers colon content type then application slash JSON and that's the same thing required here. Save. Create. Okay. Okay. This is API. I'll put a breakpoint for post. Let's see if it is hitting it. Oh. Got it. Here it is coming as null. That means the object is not getting passed somehow. And that's what is the problem. So what can be done here? Form data we are sending. Let's try JSON dot stringify. Save. Object has come, but it has taken null value. Okay. This is bound to fail again. What can be done? Form data it actually takes on its own. Maybe I try with XML here. Because browser is using XML by default. Let's try with that. Yeah, if it is XML, then JSON.stringify cannot be used. XML it is not taking. Okay, I didn't change it here. Try. Should be JSON only. I believe the default type it is taking is not even XML. It is something like multi-part form data, and that is creating the issue here. So what we can do to overcome this? Okay, there is a way out for this for now. This is form data we are submitting, right, guys? And that is creating the problem. We are looking for JSON data in the API, and what it is sending is the form data. Do you get that? Guys, do you get that? The default content type it is going is with form data content type. And that's why, again, here if you see, we are just taking the form data only. So it's the form data. And that's not acceptable by your API as yet. And there is no default conversion from form data to JSON or XML. You have to serialize it yourself manually, or else for the time being, what you can do is you can change your API to receive the form data instead of receiving the JSON data. So I just go to my API project, stop it, and for put and post both, here I put the attribute from form. Resolve the namespace. It is not working. That's strange. Issues. Attribute is also not taken. .NET Core takes it. Do we have any? So not there. Okay, no problem. What we will do is here we will say const. I'll rename this variable to form, and there I say var data is equal to new department data dot department number is equal to form number. Let me see whether it is able to get it. If this works, we will get the solution easily. Load data dot keep my API running. Data Here is okay. Okay. So hopefully now we'll be able to work with it. Get, and here I say ask for department number. Let's test this. Yeah. So let's remove this. All 4 fields I'll read like this. Department name, position, department head name, update here, and here I say body, JSON, Day5 data. Save and let's test. Memory. It didn't hit the API also. Data contains all the values. Here. No failure as such. Okay. What if I don't give JSON.string? Why? Dash what is okay. Okay, at least it hit the API now, and now let's try with JSON.stringify. Yep, it worked. So some changes here. That is just because of the incompatible input types. We are sending form data which our API is not able to support. We have to actually add the content negotiation for form data. That is one of the solution, or otherwise we convert the form data to the JSON data. This way, manually, we create the instance of department class which we have created here on the top, and we copy all the values from the form to individual properties, and couple of changes here. Then instead of just passing data, we have to say JSON.stringify data, and the header content type application JSON has to be passed. So this is making it work. Is it clear? We can check that it's going ahead, adding it. We can check with edit also. It worked. Just that it didn't refresh that page, but it did work. Right? You just need to find out why refresh is not working. Usually it should. Is it clear?
Saket, could you show the body
Changes.
JSON dot stringify data after that one?
Yeah, it is the header that we added in both the calls, put and post both.
Saket, can you send us the zip file of this project, please?
I'll share all the demos. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll upload it to my OneDrive account, and I'll ask my colleague Preeti to share that link with Vandana. She will mail you, or else you can just
Okay.
note down the URL. You can bookmark that. Tomorrow you can check anytime.
Okay.
Okay, so let me put that. It will be available on http://www.tinyurl.com/saket-data. I'll ping this in chat box also. Just check if you are able to access my OneDrive account with this URL or not. Right? There will be a zip file tomorrow by the name Providence, which you can download. You will see all the demos in it. Can someone confirm if the link is accessible?
Yes, it's accessible.
Right. So once uploaded, I mean, I'm going to upload it now only, but it will take some time. Maybe after half an hour or so, you can check this link. No need to wait for tomorrow also. Okay. So I hope you understand what was the problem. Uh, .NET Core has got an easy solution to this. I don't need to make any changes over here. It is just one change that I would have made in the API if it is .NET Core. I was trying to add that attribute from form. That just solves the entire issue. Do you get that? Yes? Okay. Or else now here you can actually configure your web API application to support the content negotiation for form data. That can also solve the uh, problem. So the thing is, you have multiple solutions available, one of which little easy to understand solution I gave here without much of custom configuration in place. We are able to do it. Okay, so I'll just close the instances so that I can, I'll just do the zipping right now itself. Here it is zipped. Once zip is completed, I'll just upload it and you should be able to get it in another half an hour or max an hour. Okay. Anyways, you have my contact detail as well. If you're not able to download this file, just let me know on WhatsApp. I'll just look into it again. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the same file you will find on that URL. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the entire session, not only today, the whole 5 days.
Yes, Saket.
Yeah.
Right, just practice all these things, and then next week I guess you are going to go through the Azure development. One of my other colleague is going to take that session, as I was already blocked for some other session uh, before this training got confirmed from the next week. I am not able to do that. So anyways, if you need any support in between that session also, you can just WhatsApp me. We can connect anytime and we can actually discuss the things. Right? I'll just keep you posted when I would be available. Usually after 6 p.m. I will be available. So if you have any doubts, if you need to discuss anything, the same meeting link we can use to connect and discuss the things. Not only
Saket,
for
can you
this session,
post
but
your
next
number in the chat?
yeah, I'll just do that.
Thank you.
Just save it with you. And I'm putting my email ID also. Right? The same meeting link we can use anytime to join and discuss the things. Just keep me posted if you need any support.
Hello, Saket.
Yes.
Yeah. So do we have a session tomorrow?
No session tomorrow. It will be, I guess, on Monday now. Monday to Friday, once again next week on Azure.
Okay. Okay. Because in the timetable received from our HR, it was mentioned that we have a session tomorrow. So I was just confirming. Like we don't
You
have.
can reconfirm once with
Okay.
Vandana,
Okay. Cool.
because usually HR people may not be available of the exact schedule. Vandana is taking care of the entire program, so she is the right person.
Okay. For this week, like we only had the developing of modern applications. So like development part is complete, right? Development training.
Correct. There will be
Okay.
a little bit of continuation of these things in the next part also. because you would need some applications to be deployed on cloud and configure them and make them working. So you may once again see this .NET Web APIs and .NET MVC applications and so on.
Okay.
And these samples that we have created, you can probably try deploying them and configuring them also on cloud once you learn how to do that.
Okay. Thank you
Even
so
your
much.
database can be on cloud as well. So you can try all mix and match. So
Okay.
technically it is finished today, but it's not actually finished. There will be the continuation of this.
Okay.
Okay, so that is it from my side. I hope you enjoyed the overall session, and best of luck for the future, and happy learning for the next session as well. Hope we will be connecting soon for something, some other program in the days to come. Okay, so bye-bye.
Thank you, Saket. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Saket.